Hey guys, it's Ash, and today I'm going to share one of the best decks for beginners, for players who are in either Arena 1 or 2 with the Skeleton Army card. And this is a very synergistic deck, which means that it's going to allow you to beat some of the biggest threats such as the Prince, Witch, or Baby Dragon. So with those key threats in mind, I created this deck since you're going to face those threats very often at the lower arenas. So with the first card, obviously you have the Skeleton Army. Now whenever you're up against the Prince card, you're always at an advantage because the Skeleton Army shuts down the Prince. However, it is weak to arrows pretty easily, so you're gonna need a secondary card that can allow you to counter the Prince, which is the Giant and the Goblin Hut. They can slow down the Prince. The Goblin Hut can continuously spawn goblins to stop him from charging in, so you have multiple ways of dealing with the Prince. Then you also have to deal with the Witch card, and the Giant card is excellent against the Witch as well as the Baby Dragon and the Prince. So as you can see, the Giant card is a very important card to have as a beginner. I recommend all beginners to carry it because of his ability to shield against Witches, Prince, and Baby Dragon. And by shielding against them, you can couple him with ranged attackers such as Musketeer and Archers to attack over him to remove those threats. And then you also need a pushing strategy, an offensive strategy to get your opponent's tower. So with that in mind, I created the combination of Giant with Musketeer and Bomber. The Bomber is going to provide you with splash damage, take out those hordes such as other skeletons, goblins, archers, barbarians, and so on. While your Musketeer does point damage, so you can quite easily defeat Baby Dragons and Witch behind the Giant, or behind a tower or a structure like a Goblin Hut. And then we also need Fireball and arrows. We need multiple ways to deal with hordes. So we have the Bomber, Fireball, arrows, all can take out hordes, hut spammers, or hordes of low HP troops such as skeletons, goblins, barbarians, and so on. Okay, I'm going to be up against Nock, and he's also going to use a beginner deck with the Prince card. So I'm going to show you guys how to beat that. So we have the arrows, Fireball, Bomber, and Archers. So we're going to start off with the Archers here, as she's one of our lowest elixir costing troops. We're going to send out here, see what he does. He plays the Tombstone. Okay, in that case, we're going to load up on the elixir, and then what we're going to do is, okay, he's going to start off with the Giant at the bottom right there to load up on the elixir as well. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to send out our Giant, and as you can see, we have the Bomber, we have the Goblin Hut, and the next card is the Musketeer. So we're going to prepare that combination. We're going to first place Goblin Hut right here, and that's going to also attract his Giant. And now we're going to combine our Musketeer and Giant, and there, as you can see, the arrows took out his minions and goblins at the same time. Perfect. And we're also gonna send out our Bomber. Now we have that combination of point and splash. Unfortunately, that Bomber was too exposed and that opposing Musketeer took it out. Now he has a Prince card. Okay, not a problem. We're gonna place our Skeleton Army right here, and that's gonna quickly take out his Prince. Even though he has an arrow, our tower is gonna finish off the Prince. So that's one thing that I really like. Because of that delay from the arrow, it still allows the Skeleton Army to remove the Prince threat. So still pretty even. We're gonna load up on elixir and play smart. So let's see. We're gonna again send out our lowest elixir cost troop, the Archers, as we load up. See what he does. He's gonna start with this Giant on the other side. Okay, again, we're gonna load up, and he sent out minions here, so we're gonna use the Musketeer, and then we're gonna combine her with the Giant, and we took the initiative here. He hasn't, so he has to either defend or get shot at by a big combination here with the Musketeer and Giant. So here, Musketeer, oh nice, she took him out. And on the left side, we're just gonna use the Skeleton Army to quickly take out his Giant. Skeleton Army is a very good counter against Giant. So again, he used the arrow. Unfortunately, he took it out. We're gonna have to use the Goblin Hut here, pull the Prince, and also take him out at the same time. We're gonna have to use Archers, and let's see, use our Giant to shield as we send out our Musketeer to attack. Okay, so again, we have that combination, and it's still pretty even. If you look at his top right tower, still looks pretty even. Again, he's gonna send out that combination. We're gonna send out our Bomber here behind, and we're also gonna couple it with the Goblin Hut. That's gonna distract his Giant. So again, we're dealing more damage, but I do want to focus our attention on the tower on the top right, since that's more weakened. Again, we're gonna send out the giant here to shield for the bomber and musketeer behind. Perfect. We have that combination again. He has a giant on the right side, not a problem. We're just gonna focus our attention on the left side, have that initiative here. And on the right side, we don't have to worry about it, because now we can send out our skeleton army, take out his giant, and look at his tower on the top left, only at 162. And what that means is that we can finish that off with the fireball. Awesome. So so we're at overtime. We're gonna place that fireball, and that's gonna be game. Good game. Okay, this time we're gonna be up against the witch, and whenever you're up against the witch, it's a big problem when you have the skeleton army. And the reason for that is because the witch can easily take out the skeleton army with her splash damage and her rapid fire rate. So yeah, never ever send out your skeleton army on the witch, as that's just suicide. Okay, so here we're gonna combine our musketeer and giant. Great combination range as our giant shield for the musketeer. So this is very good. He used the knight right there to remove our musketeer. So very good play right here, but we're gonna place that fireball onto both his bomber and witch. Great. And we're gonna finish off, actually no, we don't need to finish it off. We can just send out our archers here, and the archers are gonna be able to take out the mini P.E.K.K.A. and then and also the witch. So great. And let's see, we're just gonna load up on the elixir here, see what he does. Our archers may be able to get a shot or two onto his tower here. Yup. And so yeah, we're looking good. We're at the lead. And again, we're gonna load up on elixir, and we're gonna place that goblin hut right here. And let's see, he's gonna have musketeer, archers, no support troop. We're gonna send out our musketeer. So as you can see, we're using our goblin hut to shield for our musketeer as she takes out both of the threats right there. And now we're gonna use the giant, which is a moving shield, and the giant is gonna be able to shield for our musketeer again. And here I'm expecting a knight or something. We don't have to worry about that bomber on the left side since he's defenseless, nothing's protecting him. So our arena tower could simply take it out. And here, as you guys can see, took out his tower, perfect, and the arrows to finish it off. Our arena tower is gonna be able to take out the mini P.E.K.K.A. Now we have to, oh no, a threat right here. We're gonna use that fireball, take out that weakened witch and the musketeer. Perfect. So we're looking very good here. 60 seconds left. We're gonna load up on elixir, and now we're also gonna play defensive. We're gonna place our goblin hut right here, play more defense because that's all we need to do to win. And then we're also gonna play our giant. So we have a lot of defensive units here. He's gonna try to play reckless here because he's in a disadvantage here. And we're gonna use that fireball, finish off his bomber, knight, witch, and the musketeer is going to finish off his mini P.E.K.K.A. and that's going to be game. We're going to place another goblin hut. I actually should have spread it out, both of those huts, because you don't want them to be you don't want to clump them, because that just allows a fireball to simply take both of them out. So here again, we're going to send out our musketeer behind the giant, play very defensive here. He's having a very difficult time getting to our towers, as you guys can see. Hasn't really done much damage to our towers. So 6 seconds. Good game. Okay, finally we're gonna be up against the baby dragon, which is very similar to the witch. They both do splash damage, except the baby dragon is bulkier, and he can also fly. And he also has a much slower attack rate than the witch. So let's see, we're gonna start off with the archers here. Low elixir cost troop. He's gonna start off with his own archers on the other side, the same side. We're gonna use our giant to shield and combine it with the bomber, so we have both single target damage and splash damage, area damage. So here he's gonna send out his minions. No, those minions are gonna be able to take out both of my troops. But we're just gonna play it smart here, load up on elixir, send out our musketeer to finish off his minions and also his musketeer over there. Our musketeer is already weakened, so we're not gonna support her. He's gonna start off with the giant at the far right. In that case, what we're gonna do is place our goblin hut, additional defensive structures that's gonna attract the giant, and he's also gonna combine that giant with this baby dragon and goblins. No, but we have the giant, and the giant is an excellent counter. against some of these big threats. Like I told you guys, it can shield for baby dragons, prince, and witch, all of those big threats. And our skeleton army can take out any of those ground melee troops quite easily. Musketeer is going to take out his knight, and our giant is going to deal some additional damage. So let's see, is he going to shield against the musketeer? He's going to have to, because the musketeer does a lot of damage. And look at that, his tower at the top right already at around 50%. Here we're just going to allow those spear goblins to deal some damage onto our tower, but in return we're going to load up on elixir, which is more important. So even though we took like 200 HP damage, we instead gained a good elixir lead here. Now we're going to combine our archers with the giant behind. So we have spear goblins coming out of that hut. And now we're going to combine it with our bomber, splash damage. Also going to spread them around a bit and send out our musketeer. And they're all going to be able to quickly take out that big threat. And look, a whole clumped region of troops right there. Perfect place to place that fireball, take them all out. And here he sent out his baby dragon. We're going to use our archers to finish it off. And then again, shield those archers with the giant. So that's great. And we're also going to send out our musketeer and bomber together. Great combination, splash point. It's going to be very difficult for him to stop. And we're also going to ready our fireball right here. Take out those spear goblins and also weaken that tower so that our giant may possibly finish it off. We're going to send out our archers here. And the archers are very good against the baby dragon when you have it distracted. He's going to have minions on the other side, take out our goblin hut, but that's fine. We're just going to focus on offense to get that tower at the top right. We just need our giant to make it to that tower. We're going to place a fireball right here, and that should do it. That should allow our giant to now finish off the tower. Perfect. Good game. So hope you guys like this deck. And remember, just by using a great deck doesn't mean you're going to be the best player in the world. It takes practice, so get out there and keep practicing. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't for some more great content. And I'll see you guys again soon. Later.